Thank the Chair. This bill, H.R. 4315, has a number of problems, and my colleagues have just talked about that. But it becomes even worse when it's seen in the context and in combination with the bill we will shortly be considering, H.R. 4317. So let me say a few words about how this will make things worse. H.R. 4317, which we will consider, decrees that all data submitted by states, tribes, and local governments shall be considered the best scientific data available. The bill would require that all data that is the basis for listing determination under the Endangered Species Act be provided to any state affected, and so forth. Now, these provisions are troubling on a number of levels. They'd force federal agencies to accept as the best available science anything that is submitted. You know, it's as preposterous as it is impractical. Where's the quality control? What happens if a locality submits something that is not, in fact, factual? If a state and a tribe have conflicting views, are we supposed to accept both submissions as the best available science? What about a case where a county thinks their data are better than the state data? One of the Republican witnesses at the hearing testified on this very point, saying that all does not equal best. You know, these are legitimate, practical questions, and they highlight that this bill creates more problems. H.R. 17 does, but H.R. 17 in combination with H.R. 4317 in combination with H.R. 4315 create real problems. You know, there's no scientific basis for Congress to declare what is the best. Agency decision makers must constantly evaluate data from various sources to ensure that they're making decisions based on good, solid science. Now, the peer-reviewed scientific process exists to evaluate and to draw out the best relevant data. Now, sure, you'll say, scientists sometimes make mistakes. Sometimes the evidence requires that scientific findings be revised. But surely you don't think that members of Congress are better at determining what is scientifically factual than the scientists themselves. Sure, we have interests to represent with our constituents, but surely you will agree, I hope, that the scientific process of peer review by trained scientists is much better at converging on the truth than we are in our ideological debates. At the appropriate time on the next bill, I'll be offering an amendment that would require the Secretary to consider all data prior to making a listing determination, instead of defining that those data are the best available scientific information. The whole reason for the success of the Endangered Species Act, and I understand that there's some debate here about how successful it has been. I would argue it has been one of the most, if not the most successful environmental bills over the last 4 decades. One reason for that success is it has been based on scientific evaluation, using peer-reviewed science of trained scientists, not the whims, the ideologies, the wishes of legislators. So I hope that my colleagues will keep these concerns in mind as we consider this cluster of bills dealing with the ESEA. And I yield back 28 seconds.